Chapter 125, Becoming Famous as Dragon and Sparrow. The fairy is fierce. The big competition starts too. Lower grade, middle grade, and high grade spirit stones were all there. Converted to lower grade calculations, the total amount was 700,000 lower grade spirit stones. He finally saved enough money to buy a spiritual treasure. Without hesitating much, he headed to Duo Bao Pavilion and bought the green jade seal spiritual treasure that H set his sights on for years ago. "Retrieve the spiritual treasure in the cabinet for me," he demanded. Leaning on his wealth and power, Han Yi slapped the storage ring on the table, without saying a word, pointing at the treasure in the center of the cabinet. Just a moment. The counter elder was startled to see someone purchasing such an expensive magic treasure, but soon regained his composure. He rummaged under the counter and passed an ancient purple jade box to Han Yi. 300,000 lower grade spirit stones. "Isn't it the tone?" Hanya asked, puzzled. The old man replied, "That one is merely a counterfeit for display. The real jade seal is with me." All right, this caution is necessary, isn't it?" Without delving too much into it, Han Yi eagerly stroked the purple jade box, loving the rough texture, and tore off the talisman inscription sealing it. Upon opening the box, a dazzling burst of green light shone out. A delicate, small jade seal of verdant green lay in the brocade box. As Han Yi touched the jade seal, a small piece of script transmitted by spiritual force entered his mind, revealing the magic treasure's name and usage. This jade seal, which he had longed for, was named Wind and Thunder Seal. This spiritual treasure, capable of both offense and defense, could summon lightning from afar and conjure a defensive wind up close. Moreover, its intrinsic formation technique allowed it to withstand most of a golden core practitioner's attacks with its simultaneous wind and thunder attributes. In addition to this jade seal, Han Yi also considered changing his current magical artifact. The profound thunder blade was no longer adequate for his needs. During his last combat with the North Sea Dragon King, it couldn't even penetrate the defense of King Zhao. He wanted to replace it with a superior spiritual treasure grade blade. However, the elder did not recommend that he continue shopping at Duo Bao Pavilion. For defensive magical artifacts, as long as they can protect your life, it's fine. For commonly used sword magical artifacts, I suggest you go to Tianhuo Peak and have an elder forge one for you. A custom-made magical artifact will naturally fit you and won't be rejected during combat, he suggested. Understanding his reasoning, Han Yi knew everyone had a magical artifact suitable for them. His preference leaned towards fire and thunder attributes. But the spiritual treasures didn't always provide many options. The creation of a spiritual treasure depended on the quality of the natural treasures. Generally, tailor-made ones were more common, and it was hard to find suitable ones. Visiting Tianhuo Peak might allow him to pick up some artifact refining attributes along the way. Was he about to embark on the path of artifact refining? Thus speculated Han Yi. However, the sect's big competition was fast approaching, and there might not be enough time to wait for the spiritual treasure to be forged. A magical artifact took several months from design to production. Holding the Wind and Thunder Seal in his hand, he felt it was best not to consider forging for now. Having purchased the necessary magical artifact, Han Yi promptly went to Ziwei Peak for sword practice. Boom! Boom! From Ziwei Peak echoed resonant bell tolls, accompanied by the golden sunrise reverberating throughout the surrounding secluded valleys. Among the ongoing and connected pavilions, silhouettes of cultivators flew out. Sword practitioners in their uniform robes heading to the central zone for sword practice. Some intersect practitioners left the mountain peak to carry out their tasks at the task hall. "Miss Chu, I'm here," Han Yi called. Chu Shanyu remained as before, standing on top of a tree in her white robe. However, she had replaced her veil with a bronze mask, revealing her bejeweled red lips. Her naturally stunning and fairy-like charm was still untainted. Han Yi looked up at her with a bright smile and said, "The big competition is about to begin. Please show mercy then, Miss Chu." Chu Shanyu blinked her beautiful eyes behind the mask and asked curiously, "Showing mercy? But I'm not in the inner sect anymore." Hearing the news, Han Yi was stunned. "Wait, you've been promoted again?" Chu Shanyu nodded obediently. Yes, ever since the battle with the demon, I've broken through to the Golden Core realm. After returning, I quickly submitted my promotion to as a direct disciple, and my master approved swiftly. Han Yi was still perplexed and questioned further, did you have enough assessment points? I understand it requires 10,000 points to be promoted as a direct disciple. His current assessment points hardly exceeded 3,000, way too far from the requirement. Chu Shanyu mumbled, assessment points? I have tens of thousands of points already. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Upon hearing the number, Han Yi was utterly shocked. Tens of thousands of points. How many tasks would that take? Suddenly, he remembered something. Chu Shanyu was practically a task maniac. Unlike him, she would take up several tasks every week and head down the mountain to complete them. As a result of finishing an excessive number of tasks, she had made a name for herself in Qingyun State. Looking at it this way, her promotion to direct disciple seemed certain. Han Yi pondered curiously, Miss Chu, if you don't mind, may I ask which level of Golden Core you reached? The next major realm he would reach was the Golden Core, so naturally, he knew many rumors about it. One prominent theory suggested that the level of the Golden Core determined a practitioner's strength at the realm. Divided into 3 levels, ordinary Golden Core, excellent Golden Core, and top-tier Golden Core. 7th level, Chu Shanyu replied casually, seemingly not pleased to discuss this topic.